Norbert Mao was born on 12th March in 1967. His father was Dusman Oke Sr., an Acholi man, who died in 2016 at the age of 74, and his mother was Mnyankole. Mao attended Mwiri Primary School in Jinja and briefly went to Wairaka College in Jinja District before attending Namiryango College, an all-boys boarding high school in Mukono District from 1982 until 1988. He then attended Makerere University between 1988 until 1991, graduating with a law degree. He served as the guild president of Makerere University between 1990 and 1991. That was after standing against the government candidate, the late Noble Mayombo, and defeating him in an election that was marked by deadly violence. Mayombo later joined the military and rose in the ranks to the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Defense before his death. Mr. Mao's student guild speaker was the late Jacob Olanya, who was a Uganda People's Congress supporter. The late Olanya later turned out to be one of Mr. Mao's best friends despite of their political differences. Norbert Mao went on to obtain the Diploma in Law Practice from the Law Development Center in 1992. In 2003, Mao was admitted to Yale University under the Yale World Fellows Program, where he spent 1 year at the New Haven, Connecticut campus. On 8th August 2003, Norbert Mao got married to his wife Naomi Achieng Odongo, but they divorced on 27th May 2019 after 16 years of marriage, where it is said that they had 2 sons. Justice Godfrey Namundi dissolved the marriage in his judgment delivered on May 27, 2019 on a petition filed by Achieng accusing Mao of cruelty and desertion. Mao is said to have deserted his wife for 8 years. Mr. Mao speaks Luo, Luganda, Lunyankole, and English very well. From 1992 until 1994, Mao worked as an associate attorney in the offices of Kabugo and Company Advocates, a company-based law firm. Between 1994 and 1996, he worked as a legal counsel for the Legal Aid Project of the Uganda Law Society in their Gulu office. In 1996, he was elected to the Parliament of Uganda representing Gulu municipality. He was considered one of the toughest legislators that put the government on tenterhooks, especially on the army handling of the population during the Lord's Resistance Army insurgency in the north. However, in October 2001, when the UPDF returned from DR Congo, he was one of the few opposition legislators to welcome them back and even stood on top of one of the battle tanks at Uganda border to show his support of the troops. Many government supporters praised him as being patriotic. 1 year later, in November 2002, President Museveni appointed Mr. Mao as a member on a 6-member committee led by Eriya Kategeya, the then Uganda First Deputy Prime Minister, which would lead talks with the Lord Resistance Army rebels. The committee led the peace talks with the LRA's chief, Joseph Kony, a ceasefire and peace in northern Uganda. Mr. Mao said in 2003 that Kony talked to him on phone about the peace talks. In 2006, Mr. Mao would later be part of the Ochola delegation that met Kony in the then southern Sudan. Mr. Mao attributed the visit as the commencement of the peace agreement between the LRA rebels and the government. While in the parliament, he also served on the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee and the Public Accounts Committee. In 2006, when he opted not to contest again as an MP, he went for the Gulu District chairperson post. Mr. Mao said his council was dominated by ruling government councillors, but he worked with them without any problems. On a local radio station in 2020, Norbert Mao said that he worked with the NRM councillors in harmony and there was no pulling of ropes like you witness in the council of Erias Lukwago, the Lord Mayor of Kampala Capital City Authority. Some of the DP leaders accuse him of sidelining the few opposition in his council in favor of the NRM councillors when he was the chairman of Gulu District. Mr. Mao leaned more on President Museveni's government by working with NRM's late Colonel Walter Ochola, the then Gulu Resident District Commissioner, than the opposition. The allegations by the members of the opposition that Mr. Mao was an NRM mole in the DP spread widely when he stood for presidency of the party in 2010. It followed a viral photograph of him whispering in President Museveni's ear during an event in Gulu District. Mr. Mao said he was asking President Museveni to help the late Olanya, who was sick and was short of funds. The photograph was used by the opposition members during the inter-party cooperation to decampaign him. As you are still thinking of the reason why Mao crossed with one foot from the opposition to the NRM government, kindly subscribe to this channel and like the video. Stay blessed and see you in the next one.